So I actually wanted to ask you a quick question. You were talking about like sovereign rights, and I really appreciate your sincerity. I think it really comes through when you talk here. And I'm concerned about my own like personal sovereignty, the different rights I have. What I'm also concerned about is my sovereign ability to put what I want my bodies. I'm confused about your inconsistency with understanding sovereign rights with gun control and other liberties to pursue happiness, and how that does not match with my desire to use drugs. Can you explain that?
Sure. Well, there's a general belief for the last couple hundred years that people, the drug-addicted citizens, are not capable of the independent citizens.
Independent of what?
They're not capable of exercising independent judgment. So if you look at cocaine and heroin addicts, for example, that they lose the ability to be fully participating citizens.
That doesn't seem to match with the consistency of how many people seem to use drugs in this country. So I'm saying like there's well over the majority of individuals in this country use drugs or have used drugs. And what you're saying is that the majority of individuals are incapable of participating.
No, I'm saying even among those who have, the majority of them would agree that they shouldn't be legalized.
What polls are you referring to?
I think the polls in terms of legalizing heroin and cocaine, there's never been anything like that.
Oh, I'm talking about marijuana.
I'm just talking about heroin and cocaine.
Okay, well, I hope that we can continue to have a conversation about this, but thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Gingrich. I'm a recreational drug user. Should I be arrested?
No, you shouldn't arrest this recreational drug user. You also shouldn't do it.
Sir, it's my understanding that it is a core conservative principle that state and local government have the power to govern themselves without federal interference. If you were president, would you protect gay marriage and state medical marijuana laws and allow them to operate without federal interference?
I believe that America is based on a certain set of core values, right? And those core values should be reflected in our laws and should be enforced in our laws. I don't believe that we can have 50 definitions of marriage in this country. I think that's an unworkable system. Why? That because we are a society that just to say that we should have 50 definitions of what life is. I don't think that works either. I think that there are certain things that are essential elements of the society upon which society rests that we have to have a consensus on. And so that's why I believe on things essential as what is life and what life is protected under the Constitution should be a federal charge, not a state by state. And I'll use extreme examples, but because you're 19 years old and you're a female, you're allowed to live in this state, but because he's 30 years old and male, he's not. Well, obviously we're not getting there. That's an absurd example, but it is. Well, if you're a certain amount of gestational age, or if you were born and you can be, there's some states that advocated for for mercy killings, for example, euthanasia. And you can be euthanized if you're in one state, but you can't be in another state. Those are things that I think are counter to the Constitution, which says, there are a certain set of values upon which we base our laws on. So I would make the argument that I would advocate for federal laws that deal with these issues. From the standpoint of a constitutional amendment on the issue of marriage, I would do the constitutional amendment on the issue of life. Why? Because I think they are necessary elements, basic elements of society upon which we have to have consensus.
And to move on to the second part of that question, the marijuana laws state by state.
I guess I would take the opinion that the federal laws are laws that are in place right now that say that these are narcotics. Right? I don't know whether I assume they are. I don't know.
Sorry, they're not.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know my medical marijuana laws very well, to be honest with you. So, I know. I should know everything, but I don't. I apologize. I'm trying my best. But there are. I think I feel that they're a hazardous thing for society, and so I would. Well, I formed that opinion from my own life experiences and having experienced that. I went to college too. So I would make the argument that that states have the rights, but they don't have the right to do anything they want to do. States don't have the right to sterilize people. They did at one time, but we said, no, we're not going to do that anymore. States, under the Constitution, probably have the right to do it, just like they have the right to do medical marijuana laws, but legally. But I don't think they morally have the right to do things that are harmful to the people in their community, and therefore, I think the federal government should step in.
Medicine As a champion of family values and keeping America strong, would you continue to destroy families by sending nonviolent drug offenders to prison?
Wow. Federal government doesn't do that.
Senator, how are you going to compete with Romney?
Thank you so much. I'm a marijuana user. Should I be arrested?
What's with the laws in your state?
Just keep your promises.
And I feel I've been hopping around from town hall to town hall, and I just really feel like you're a really genuine person. So I wanted to thank you for that. For stopping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 7 kids keep you honest.
Governor Romney, on the other hand, I've had a really hard time with. He's, dodged questions, has been ignoring people, and I haven't been really feeling that.
Well, notice everybody's allowed in. People who agree with me and don't agree with me. I really, and I'm sure I'll get some people who don't agree with me. You know what? If you're running for president, you're running for president, and you're accountable to all Americans, not just the folks who support you. And I understand they try to micromanage these events to make sure that just friends and supporters ask really nice questions. But I'm interviewing, if you will, for President of the United States in a general election. I'm not just trying to interview to try to win a primary. I want folks here to know that I'm capable of dealing with all of the issues, with protesters screaming in my ear, because that's the American experience. That's what democracy is all about, and that's why I believe that people say, why did you come to New Hampshire? Because you guys do it right here. And you deserve to see all the presidential candidates. You need to come up here and you need to face the people of New Hampshire and directly answer their questions. And from here to the events we've done in Hollis and in Northfield and some other places, we've taken every question we could until we ran out of time, and we didn't pick and choose, our friends. We picked everybody, and I'm not even picking anybody because Paul's going to pick the
So my question.
Your question.
Then,
you teed up an easy one for me.
You deserved it. So I asked you a few days ago if I'm a marijuana user and if I should be incarcerated and arrested for that, and you said that it's up to my state laws. I just wanted to verify that you are in fact in support of states figuring out their own drug policies.
Well, obviously state drug laws are the principal drug laws. I do have concerns about obviously drug use and its impact on our society, and so I would say that the federal government does have a role in making sure that drug use, that states don't go out and legalize drugs, that there are drugs that are hazardous to people, that do cause great harm to both to the individual as well as to society as a whole, and the federal government has a role in making sure that those drugs are not in this country and not available, and that people who use them illegally are held accountable. Ideally, states should enforce these laws, but the federal government has a role because it is a public health issue for the country.
I want to know what you thought about industrialized hemp. Industrialized hemp.
Industrialized hemp. I'm not quite sure what industrialized hemp is.
Okay, great.
Okay, so he has no idea.
We conclude that Mitt Romney is unaware of what industrialized hemp is. That's our first stepping point. Sweet. It's an education uphill battle from here, but we have a starting point. So sweet.
Hi, how are you doing? I wanted to ask you, are you in support of arresting medical marijuana patients?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you in support of arresting medical marijuana patients?
Arresting?
Yes.
Arresting? What's
arresting?
I'm in favor of having the law not allow illegal marijuana.
So you're in favor of arresting?
Surrounding.
Hi, how are you?
Is the violence in Mexico a sign we are winning or losing the war on drugs?
Good luck, Ben. Hi. How are you?
Good luck. We're
Come on, Romney, answer the question.
Answer the question, Romney, please.
Good luck.
Really curious.
Thanks so
much. Thank you.
Quick photo while we're talking. Right there.
Yeah, you bet.
Just look that way.
All right.
Governor. Great, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
We got to stop the demand here in this country.
Do you think,
so much. Okay.
excuse me, Governor, do you think the drug war is working? Governor, please answer my question.
It's a long question.
Thank you.
There's a full answer, and not just in a photo line like this. So come, look at my website, you'll see my answer.
How about foreign policy?
Dr. Paul, why do you think other candidates aren't talking about drug policy?
Why they aren't?
Why aren't they? We've been trying to interview them all week, and we've gotten some answers.
I think they're easily intimidated, and they think that people are going to hold it against them if they talk sensibly about drug policy. Yet I think they're about 20 years behind the time. I think prohibition of anything doesn't work. The only thing we should prohibit is violence.
I completely agree. I'm with Students for Sensible Drug Policy, and a lot of our members fully support it.
We sure could use it.
Thank you.